just first tell us how you got involved with Temple Etz Chaim?
Very good.
I don't know if I said that correctly.
Yes. Etz means tree, Chaim means life, and that's the name of our institution. As you may have heard or not, I'm a native of Argentina, Buenos Aires, and by the time I came to US to pursue this position, I was already working in serving in the same capacity as a cantor or chazan, which is the same term in Hebrew, in a synagogue in Buenos Aires. And I came here 2001, August, and I began already serving with a contract for X amount of years in my capacity of cantor. I can go and explain what does it mean to be a cantor, but I don't want to...
That was going to be a question, so you can go into that.
Very good. Being a cantor or a chazan relates...
Is that the same thing? Chazan?
Yes. Chazan is a Hebrew word that comes from the word chazon. The word chazon means vision.
Okay.
Supposedly we are type of people with certain vision. I don't have glasses, so that's good. I have a vision. But the point is, my role is to bring, to communicate prayer in a musical setting to the congregation, and also to accompany the congregation in its various life cycle events. Similar at what Rabbi Spiegel does, but in my case, from the musical perspective. So all the rituals and prayers and everything that, even popular songs in Hebrew or even English that are appropriate for a bat mitzvah, a wedding, a funeral, a baby naming, all those situations I participate, and not only I accompany the family and I lead, but I teach. So my role is teacher slash religious singer slash organizer of musical events, leading the community in different musical events that can put them together and closer to Judaism and rituals.
Okay, so you don't just sing.
Exactly.
So you'll be at the front also talking?
Yes.
Okay.
Even though Rabbi Spiegel speaks more than what I do, but when I meet with families for different reasons, or even people may knock my door for advice. And even though I'm a psychologist that never opened a practice because I was not interested, that always serves me well.
Yeah. So can anyone be a cantor?
Yeah.
Anyone could do it?
When you say anyone,
you have to go to school?
Yes. To be a Jewish cantor, you have to be Jewish, even by birth, or to convert to Judaism. And if you like serving people and try to move people through music, definitely anybody can do it, yes.
That's awesome. Okay. What is one of your favorite prayers to sing?
Nice question.
Is any of them meaningful to you specifically?
The prayer that I like the most, it's not because of the prayer itself, but because of the moment. I enjoy very much singing in weddings, and when I am singing the Sheva Brachot, the word Sheva means 7, Brachot means blessings. The core of the liturgy for weddings are the 7 blessings. 5 short ones and 2 long ones. And when I am singing to the bride and groom under the wedding canopy, in Hebrew called the chuppah, that is, I don't know if you've ever seen one, it's like a roof with open walls. And the symbolism of that is to symbolize the future home of this newly couple, for them to be covered by God, by the love of people, but all the sides open for love to come in and out. But answering your question, I love the moment in which I am witnessing something precious and beautiful and unique, as when a couple is getting married. So I love the prayer itself, I love the content, but I love the most being there, being part of that moment for them.
So wedding is your favorite?
Wedding, yeah. Yes, I can say that. There are many others.
Oh, okay.
But I can say wedding is one. A beautiful prayer for peace. There are many on Friday night service. With the years, what I like all of us, we evolve. I love not necessarily a particular piece because I like the lyrics or the melody or the chords, but I embrace the moment. And if I'm singing a beautiful piece but nobody's participating or nobody's connecting to that, for me it's not so relevant. But when I'm able to convey a certain feeling and intention, and I realize that people are being moved because of what I do, then it changes to a different dimension, and I embrace that moment.
That's amazing. I got to experience it. It's really great.
You were really, you came to a morning?
I went to
Sukkot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was really cool, but it was very small. So,
I remember, yeah.
but there was a lot of singing. I remember that. Okay, are there any other services that you like to sing?
Many. Are you familiar with what does it mean, bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah? Have you heard?
Yeah.
So this is my time to ask. What does it mean? What is
I didn't say
a
yes.
bar mitzvah or a bat
Isn't it
mitzvah?
like a rite of passage for like young men and young women into becoming like adults? Kind
Exactly.
Of? Okay.
Perfect.
See, I know.
Perfect. The word bar means son, bat means daughter, and mitzvah means commandment. So when these 13-year-old kids are becoming young adults in the Jewish community, they are taking their place, they are beginning to follow the religion in a more mature and responsible way. And during the service, that it's not only a bar mitzvah service, but it's a Shabbat, a Sabbath prayer moment, could be Friday night, could be Saturday morning or afternoon. And during that service, a lot of things are being done especially because of the boy or the girl. And the part that I like the most is when I am the person, the one that is inviting the kid, boy or girl, to stand up and read for the first time from the Torah, which is the scroll. So a lot of other people that are coming to read, we call them in Hebrew, but in a regular way. When a special, it's like calling a dignitary, someone important, and in that moment each of these kids are becoming very important. So I have the privilege of calling them in Hebrew with a special way, and I like that too.
Do you help them like individually?
Yes.
With the whole reading and singing part?
I oversee the entire let's call it a tutor method and education process, the preparation. They have 7-8 months. So I meet with the families first, with the boy or girl. We have a chat, 45 minutes more or less. I give them the information, and then I hook them with a tutor. We have a group of 6 tutors, and they are the ones working with them individually. And at the end of the process, for the last month and a half, I work with them as well.
Oh, yeah. I saw the other two. I think there's 2, a boy and a girl, sing as well during Sukkot.
During Sukkot, they were not B'nai Mitzvah. Maybe they were. I don't remember. Who are we talking about?
There was one girl who already had her bat mitzvah.
Correct.
But she just liked singing.
Yes.
And then there was a boy that was training for it, and he was really embarrassed and
Yes.
didn't really want to.
Okay. Yes,
So.
we try to encourage our kids to participate, simply for them to gain confidence and to let them know that we don't want them to perform only once in their lifetime for their celebration, and that's it. This is something that hopefully they would like to come and continue. Most of the kids never do, but we open our places and we give opportunities.
Most of the kids don't like to come up?
Most of the kids, they feel, as you said, embarrassed, uncomfortable, not so confident. There are many ways in which people can pray, but fortunately or unfortunately, the one that we are doing for many years already is singing. Not everybody feels comfortable or confident about singing, and in another language, which is Hebrew. Not all the kids, even though they spend time here, really can read fluently. There's a lot of effort. one of the questions that when I work with the kids in class, I ask them, as you did, what's your favorite prayer and and the one that uplifts you the most and why, and which one is the most boring prayer, if you want, or the prayer that really doesn't speak to you at all. And interestingly, the answers are that the ones that they love are the ones that they can do, that they can perform, they feel comfortable. And the ones that they put aside are the difficult ones, the ones that the melody could be strange or the wording too tongue-twisting. So I've learned from those answers simply that we cannot enjoy or love what is beyond ourselves in terms of reaching, in terms of, so we have to give others opportunity to participate, to be comfortable with things.
Right. That makes sense. I would never get up there when I was younger.
Me either.
Okay. I don't know if this terminology is correct, but do you consider the altar or the podium where you stand to be a sacred space?
No, I don't. I think that what is sacred is each of us, and what is sacred is what are the things that we do and how we behave. A place, an object, it's not sacred. And you can tell me, what about the Torah? What about the scroll that we take in a procession and people kiss the scroll and we stand up always when the ark is open? What about that? Is the Torah sacred? And I like to think that the Torah is an inspiration to us, Jews and non-Jews, and whoever wants to find wisdom there, to learn, to apply new things, to try to discover new interpretations about very old texts. But I don't think that a particular place is sacred or more sacred than another. As you may know, you have structured and unstructured or spontaneous prayer, and people gather regardless of religion on a certain place at a certain time, and they follow a certain particular prayer in order to be all together doing the same thing. And that's cool. That's good, because you are not alone praying, and you are backed up and at the same time motivated by a lot of other people doing the same that you do. But at the same time, not always those words are the ones that you want to express. So there's a compromise. When you are hello, bye Breen, see you. Hello Breen. Unstructured prayer, you can be by yourself on the top of a mountain, on a lake, and you can say the words that you want, and that's as beautiful and as important as well. I don't think that one prayer is legitimate because you are in a sanctuary or in a church, and if you are on the lake by yourself, it's not legitimate.
So we've studied a lot about like sacred spaces and objects in sacred spaces, so you don't necessarily find that there's certain objects that are more sacred than the other?
I do think that there are objects that are different. I don't feel comfortable with the word sacred, because the understanding that I have about the word sacred is separate from. In Hebrew, the word kadosh, holy, is separate from. So I like to think that if I am saying a blessing over the wine, the special glass that I'm having in my hand, that's a container. For example, every Friday morning I lead a service for little ones, 18 months till 5 years old, half an hour about Shabbat, and we do a lot of songs for half an hour. We open the ark, we do a couple of prayers, mostly songs in English, and at the very end, when we do 3 blessings for Shabbat, over the candles, over the wine, and over the challah, which is bread, even though there is a cup of wine, tell them, and now you are going to raise the most beautiful kiddush, which means the sanctification of the wine, the kiddush cup that you want to imagine. So what's the message there? That I'm not the one having the cup, and they are passively witnessing how do I do the prayer. I want to democratize that moment, and even though they may have something on their hand or not, they can feel as part as. So I have a very modern look of approach about religion in general. I'm not a dogmatic person, and I think that the real sacredness or holiness, it's not in an object, it's not on a plate, it's in people.
That's refreshing because we've been hearing a lot of the same definitions of like sacred spaces and objects and stuff. So I've never heard anyone say or view it the way that you view it, and it's nice because I don't necessarily think that a certain object can be more sacred than another. But
we make an object different. Let's say that you have. We grow up, we are babies, and our parents put in our cribs special blankets or things. And my older son, this is a very old picture, but this is now he's this height and almost 8 years old, but he still has a puppy, a stuffed animal a little dog that he has in his bed, and for him, I'm sure that's super sacred, that's super holy because he relies on that. He can sleep without it, but he loves it.
yeah,
And if you would say, listen, Carmel, now I'm taking this, I'm giving you this one, which I brought from Jerusalem, that the famous rabbi gave it to me, and he blessed this little animal for you. Which one do you want? I want mine. Why? Because there's a relationship between the object and him. And I believe that sanctity or holiness, it's meant to create special bonds and special feelings between people and people, between people and God, between people and people. But an object per se, when we die, we don't take any holy objects anywhere. We only leave behind experiences and how we touched others. So everything else.
I really like that definition.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I asked you all my questions, or you answered them in your answers. But I just wanted to know, I'm just going to ask.
Go on.
What do you like specifically about this synagogue compared to other ones that you've been to?
First of all, this is my first congregation in the United States. I came with my wife from Argentina when I was 13 years and a half ago, and I served three other congregations, but Buenos Aires is, even though we are talking about the same religion, the same movement, conservative movement, which is not so to the right, not so to the left, which means not orthodox, super observant, not liberal as the Reform one, but culture is different. So what I love about this place, you asked me compared with others.
Or compared to Argentina, or
Compared to Argentina wouldn't be fair the comparison because, but I can do it anyway. I like about this place how people volunteer, how people like to participate actively, not everyone, but a lot. We have a board of directors, and we're talking about more than 25 members in that board, serving in different capacities, men's club and sisterhood and social action and you name it, things related to the building, preschool, religious school, religion and worship, technology, so many different things, and all of them are people working every day with their families, but supporting the temple in a way that this institution can serve its purpose and message, which is allowing families to breathe Judaism in a way that you can embrace the religion. In many other places, what I see is that religion may be taught in a way that certain people won't feel as comfortable or as close, and then they end up rejecting it. Here it may happen as well. You give your best and some people will say, I love it, I made a click, or it doesn't speak to me. What else? I like, even though it may sound selfish and related to what I was telling before, I like to feel confirmed on my role, which is, you do what you do in life, correct? You are siblings, you are daughters, sons, girlfriend, boyfriend, friends, and you know that you do what you do your best. But when any significant other in your life tells you something that values who you are or what do, you feel proud, happy, and confirmed in your role. So something similar happens to me in my job. I have two incomes. The income of my salary that allows me to pay the mortgage and so many other things, and the very important income of thank yous, of thank you notes, of compliments. For example, 2 seconds ago, when this girl came up and knocked the door, even though the mother works here and we have a good relationship, I love kids and I enjoy working with them a lot, and I love when they sincerely approach to me and express me their love, because in my opinion, all religions, and religion or not religion, what really matters in life is how we perfect giving love to others and how we grow and mature in order to receive more love from others. Because all the time we are in that game. We give, we receive. Sometimes we shut off because of many reasons. Some of the time the other person or on the other side won't give us as much as we want. But that's an exercise, and when we grow and we engage in that game of giving and receiving love, we grow and we flourish. Kids will flourish with love, kids will close and will suffer without it. And the same with adults as well. So what I love about this place and every place that I worked is when I'm doing my job well, I can tell, and I also realize if I'm not in the best mood on a day, on a week, or whatever, and I'm not giving my best, nobody's going to tell me, hey Pablo, you're not giving your best. But I do realize, and I try to go back to that flow. But in our rabbi position, my position, we are used to give a lot and to try to inspire others, and we are on a position, and it's expected from us to give, to ask about other people, to interest ourselves on the lives of others, and that's great, but draining as well.
Yeah.
There is so many congregants and people getting sick and dying and births, and so it's very difficult to keep up with everything. But at the same time, when I'm having special happy occasions in my life, like recently the birth of our third child, the entire congregation came up and they are super supportive and they express their love, and it's a circle that closes. If you give and you don't receive, you're not staying in a relationship or you're not staying in a job, correct? So you have to feel that there is there's back and forth.
Okay, well, do you guys have anything you want to ask?
I think we covered it all.
I think Sergio monopolized the conversation today. So, no, I'm curious. I would like to know about you. What are your plans? First of all, what exactly are you studying in general? And what would you like to...